Hello and thank you for joining us on the program Beyond 100 Days. I am Abosedi Adeniro Aderemi. Join the conversation on X at TVC by the police to seal off the premises of the State Independent Electoral Commission. The incident led to a face-off between the governor and suspected police officers in the early hours of the day. We have details in this next report.
Around 1 a.m., when many residents of Rivers State were asleep, a clash was happening between the governor, his supporters, and men said to be police officers. The governor said he stormed the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission's office after getting reports that a new team of police officers had arrived to take over the complex and cart away election materials.
Let me say to all Rivers indigents, everyone residing in Rivers State, election will hold. Yes. Yes. Election will hold. Yes. Anything that wants to happen, let it happen. Let it happen. We are here. I don't understand. I'm not going anywhere. Maybe fear. Everybody, just relax. Nothing is happening. Nothing, no. We are ready. If we know that this is going to be the last fight, and we will take it to the end.
Hours later, Governor Fubara addressed a press conference where he accused the police of taking sides with selfish political interests.
This force.
The governor insists that nothing will stop the election from holding tomorrow.
I want to assure Nigerians and the peace-loving people of Rivers State that we have done everything that is needed, and we will ensure that this election goes ahead. First, on the issue of voters register, INEC, RISEC has already informed us that they have voters register. So why would the election not go on? On the issue of security, if the police feels they don't want to be part of the election, they should withdraw. I'm saying this here so that the Inspector General of Police should be aware.
The governor's supporters say they will remain at the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission's office in defiance to the position taken by the police.
Meanwhile, the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress have both come out to reaffirm their decision to boycott tomorrow's local government election in Rivers State. The parties, while addressing journalists, asked residents to defend the rule of law by ensuring that the election does not hold tomorrow.
Defend the rule of law by ensuring that election does not hold. That's the message from the PDP to the people of Rivers State. The APC says the police were deployed to the RISEC office to enforce the Federal High Court judgment, and so Governor Siminalayi Fubara had no right to confront them.
We also call on our members and indeed the law-abiding residents of Rivers State to defend the rule of law by ensuring full compliance with the latest judgment of the Federal High Court. 4. Nobody should participate or allow the conduct of any local government elections in defiance of the judgment of the Federal High Court.
We are moved that even after the receipt of the judgment, Governor Siminalayi Fubara broke into the gates of RISEC and chased away police officers deployed in RISEC to ensure compliance of the judgment. We will not bother with the irresponsible comments of the governor and abuses on the Inspector General of Police. But we care. What we care is that the governor has substituted rule of law with rule of jungle.
Both parties raised alarm over what they call security implications of holding the election.
We also commend the Nigerian police for standing up to the rule of law and ensuring the strict enforcement of the Federal High Court judgment, being the latest on the Rivers State local government elections. 7, we want to caution that any attempt to announce any result whatsoever will be an invitation to violence and will be properly resisted, as no election will hold in the Rivers State on the 5th of October 2024 as ordered by the court.
Based on the subsisting court judgment from the federal court in Nigeria, we are not participating in the kangaroo local government election, which is slated for Saturday.
Both parties commended INEC for clearing the air with the announcement that it has not released the voter register to RISIEC for the election, a claim which the State Electoral Commission denies.
For more on the intrigues playing out ahead of the Rivers State local government election, I'm being joined by a legal practitioner who is also the head, Legal Services Center for Reform and Advocacy, Kalu Agu. Also joining me on the program is the Action People's Party legal advisor in Rivers State, Henry Ekine. Gentlemen, it's good to have you join us on the program. Let me start with you, Mr. Ekine. The Supreme Court judgment on local government autonomy appears to be misunderstood by some. Help us understand the provision of the law with regard to conduct of local government election, especially when a caretaker committee chairman is in place.
Thank you very much. I think the fundamental legal frameworks with respect to local governments in Nigeria are clearly Section 7 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, which guaranteed democratically elected council. Then beyond that, you have the respective state local government laws, because that Section 7 of the Constitution merely guaranteed the democratically elected council, but left the power to legislate for local government in the states. That is to say, the respective state houses of assembly were vested with constitutional power to make laws for the composition, the structure, the finance, and administration of local government. It is to that extent that the respective states have the local government laws. In Rivers State, we have the Rivers State Local Government Law 2018. So that's the second legal framework in respect to local government administration. Then, thirdly, you have the respective state also enacted the State Independent Electoral Commission law, because conduct of the local government elections are vested in the states. Recall that Section 7 of the Constitution vests the power of making laws for the composition of local government in the state, and that means constituting the local council. It is to that extent that the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission was established under the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission Law 2018. So exclusively, and I emphasize exclusively, it is this commission that has the power to conduct elections. It is to that extent that the Supreme Court, in its wisdom, the full bench of the Supreme Court in July, in giving effect to Section 7 of the Constitution, held to the effect that caretaker committees or whatsoever, any other name that is given to unelected councils in Nigeria across the local government and area councils in the FCT were unlawful, unconstitutional, and should be prohibited.
I hear you, Mr. Ekine. Okay, I hear you, Mr. Ekine. Let's bring in Mr. Agu and hear his viewpoint also. In regard to the local government election in Rivers State now, there was no administrative statement that election should not be held. I'm talking about that judgment from the Federal High Court now. The only administrative statement, in that judgment is that INEC should not provide voter register and that the police should not provide security for the election. Do you consider lawmakers trying to stop the election as acting beyond the ruling?
Like we just stated, some of the decisions contained in that judgment by the Federal High Court. One, that INEC should not release the voters' register to the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. But from the clip you played before the start of this program, the governor stated that they had already collected, or that INEC had already released the voters' register to ISEC, to Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission. So, if they are in possession of that register, it means that the first arm or the first leg of the judgment is somehow overtaken by events, because you cannot restrain an order, restrain an action that had already taken place. That's one. Then two, if you go through the entire judgment, the court was very smart. The court did not, in anywhere in that judgment, make an order stopping the conduct of the local government election in Rivers State. Because all the extant laws, all the extant electoral laws forbid the courts from restraining the conduct or stopping the conduct of any election in Nigeria. Be it as it may, if tomorrow, being Saturday, 5th October, the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission goes ahead to conduct the local government election and the results are announced, it now means that it becomes a post-election matter. And when it becomes a post-election matter, your guess is as good as mine of what will happen in Rivers State as respect to all the post-election matters. And
yes.
You see,
Mr. Agu, can you be specific about what this guess is, about what you think would happen if this election goes ahead and the winners are announced?
Across Nigeria, there is a culture of the ruling party in the states announcing, declaring results for all the candidates of that ruling party and the opposition party, who are also strong in the state, will not even get a single seat. It's the culture in Nigeria today. That is why some of us are agitating and calling for independent electoral commission, as INEC, to take over the conduct of local government election across Nigeria.
All right then.
Because you will get a state where you have 2, 3, 4 political parties in the state in an election conducted by INEC. Then once it is not the state that conducts the election, all those other strong parties will now become lame political parties. It makes no meaning.
All right, Mr. Agu.
It's a mockery of our democracy.
All right, gentlemen, let's take a moment. When we return, the conversation continues ahead of the Rivers State local government election scheduled for Saturday. Thank you for staying with us. We are counting down to the local government election in Rivers State, which should hold on Saturday, 5th of October. And my guests are two legal practitioners. One is APP legal advisor in Rivers State, Henry Kine, and the head legal services Center for Reform and Advocacy, Kalu. Gentlemen, as it stands, the Rivers State governor has said he's going ahead with the election. But both the People's Democratic Party and the All Progressives Congress are opposing the, for the exercise to hold. Mr. Kalu, what's your reaction to that? What do you think is happening in Rivers State?
Before we went on break, both the APC and PDP, they are complicit in this matter in their various states, which they are the ruling parties. Let's give, in Bauchi State, for instance, they had conducted their local government election. PDP won all the seats in the state. In which state of APC conducted its local government election? And APC won in all the whole in all the seats in the state. ABGA in Anambra last week Saturday, ABGA cleared all the whole seats in Anambra State. But in Anambra, Labour Party is very strong in Anambra. But when it comes to local government election, it is the ruling party in the state that clears all the seats.
But Mr. Kalu,
it's a mockery.
Yes, Mr. Kalu, as it stands now, the governing party in Rivers State is the PDP, and they are even planning to boycott the election. Let Mr. Ekine react to this. Your party, the APP, are you in support of the conduct of this election?
Yes, thank you. I take it up from this and say a categorical yes. The Action People's Party, the APP, is amongst the 17 political parties that have expressed interest and have taken through all the processes with the Independent Electoral Commission in Rivers State ahead of the elections tomorrow. So the APP is taking part in the elections. We are prepared. Our candidates are ready. We've gone around the communities, around the units and the wards and local governments through the campaign period. All 319 ward areas and the 23 local government areas in Rivers State were prepared for the elections, and we are participating. But let me say emphatically here, for the record, I think I understand there are about 18 political parties registered in Nigeria, and the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission has publicly said 17 out of the 18 political parties are participating in the election, including the All Progressives Congress. So the APC is participating in the election, I can tell you that. And again, the governor is not a member of the Action People's Party. So the analysis by my colleague with respect to the outcomes of elections, local government elections in respective states, with regards to ruling parties taking the entire elective positions, isn't quite the case in Rivers State, because the ruling party in Rivers State is the People's Democratic Party, which the governor belongs. And then the People's Democratic Party is the only party here, I understand, by the report by RISEC, that have decided not to participate in the election for their own reasons. And us, as a political party, we are focused on our own election, and they were prepared for the election. And considering the provisions of the laws, like I stated earlier, it is only the Rivers State Independent Electoral Commission that can conduct elections in Rivers State. It is not INEC. And INEC has no role to play in local government elections other than making provision for voter register. And that is not only the political parties. Even you, as an individual, myself as an individual, I can apply to INEC to avail me a copy of the voter register, not just political parties. And for that application, yes, I can pay whatever required fee, and I will get that. So
I hear you, Mr. Ekine.
Publicly, that requirement fulfilled already.
All right then, Mr. Ekine.
And I tell you that the elections instead of all Rivers indigents and residents. Let the elections hold. For goodness sake, nothing legitimately and legally would stop that election.
I hear you, Mr. Ekine. Let's bring in Mr. Agu. Earlier today, you and a team of lawyers held a press briefing talking about the judiciary, the need for the NBA to actually stand in support of the judiciary. And one wonders why, there are so many press briefings, including from lawyers at this time. What's your interest? And as it is, you're actually holding that press briefing in the nation's capital, Abuja, while this event is taking place in Rivers State, South Nigeria.
Basically, the press conference is not only about what is happening in Rivers State. It is about the insistent attacks on the Nigerian judiciary. In as much as the recent events in Rivers State have dominated the discourse on the attacks on the judiciary by judgments from Rivers State High Court and Federal High Court. But principally, the press conference is to send a warning note to litigants and to lawyers to desist from rushing to social media after judgments of the courts are delivered. that going forward, any litigant or a lawyer who rush to the social media to cast aspersion on the personality or on the integrity of the judiciary or on the character of the judges that presided over the cases they are criticizing, that our NGO will take it up against such person or against such lawyer. Because let me start from our profession as lawyers. There are professional conducts for every lawyer. And one of which is that every lawyer must, the word is must, not conduct himself in a manner that will bring the profession to disrepute. And one of such conduct is by casting aspersion on the integrity of the judiciary or on the character of the judges that handle the case the person is criticizing.
I hear you, Mr. Kalu. We don't have much time left. All right. We don't have much time left. So let's quickly bring in Mr. Kine as we wrap up the conversation. What is your call to other parties and candidates in this election to ensure that Rivers State is actually able to benefit, the dividends of democracy? That is key for the people, Mr. Kine, and then also Mr. Kalu would react to that.
Okay, thank you very much. I start with the Action People's Party. Our message has always been very clear. People first. And the people here are those in the grassroots in Rivers State. The welfare of citizens, security of lives and property, those are the fundamental and the frontal purpose for government. So we're enjoying every political party and all the candidates in the election. It's a peaceful exercise, it ought to be. And then it's an exercise that is guided by law and then even the regulations of the commission. So if we all play by the rules, complying with the laws and then the regulation, then we should have a peaceful, free, fair, and credible election. And then let all the candidates who have already given their message, because campaigns will be ending midnight, I think they ended midnight on Thursday, should uphold the promises they have made to the people. Post-election, you ensure that all you've got to do in office to continually enhance the welfare of citizens and protect their lives and property. And then for Rivers State generally, it's our state, for those of us who are indigenous and even who are residents here, we cannot continue in this character of impunity and then disruption of even legitimate processes. The kind of things that are happening in Rivers State, in particular in Port Harcourt today, I was around the vicinity of the commission, and then the kind of gunshot that I heard around that area, I think it's not necessary. It's avoidable.
All right, Mr.
I believe it was orchestrated for.
Yeah, Mr. Kine, you've made your point, Mr. Kine.
Citizen come out and then get your voter register. A voter's card. Go out tomorrow to your unit and cast your vote.
Your point is duly noted, Mr. Kine. Thank you, Mr. Kalu. In just about 15 seconds, what's your call to Rivers State people as they go out on Saturday to vote?
I can assure you, this program, by tomorrow, repeats this program. There will be no place you will see people gathering to vote tomorrow. They will just stay in the government house and write this result.
All right, Mr. Kalu.
Quote me tomorrow. By tomorrow, quote me.
Gentlemen,
this is common. This is common across the state of the federation, and this thing must stop. And the only way it will stop is by amending the 1999 Constitution to take away the powers given to the State Electoral Commission to conduct election, and also in the Electoral Act of 2022 to include in that Electoral Act of 2022 to give INEC the powers to conduct the local government election across Nigeria.
All right, Mr. Kalu, thank you.
That is the only way to correct this anomaly. Thank you.
All right, then. Henry Akine and Kalu, thank you so much for talking to us today on the program.
Thank you very much for having me. It's my pleasure.
Same here.
Well, that's our program today. Watch to repeat at midnight and at 6 a.m. I am Abosidi Adeniran Aderemi. Bye for now.